Bonjour, ni hao, hola. Hello, my name is Sarah Bly, and I'm the coordinator of World Languages and Dual Language Immersion for Lexington County School District One. This video covers the key information from Immersion Information Night to help ensure that you are prepared to apply for immersion for your rising kindergartner. Let's explore the reasons why you might choose immersion for your child. Research shows that acquiring language boosts cognitive skills, specifically attention, memory, and problem-solving skills. It also enhances academic performance. Students in immersion perform as well as or outperform their non-immersion peers. This is supported by local data as well as data collected across the country over many years. Additionally, language proficiency is a major benefit to the immersion program. Being immersed in a language at such a young age is one of the best ways to develop proficiency in two languages. By becoming multilingual, students develop global awareness and gain a competitive edge in an increasingly interconnected world and economy. Given that only approximately 20% of Americans are bilingual, multilingualism offers a distinct advantage when applying to colleges, jobs, or the military, even with otherwise equal credentials. That global economy is not distant. It's a key part of South Carolina. Our state is a thriving center for international business. The Darla Moore School of Business has consistently been recognized as the top international business program in the United States. Additionally, South Carolina hosts over 1,100 international companies, which employ about 10% of our private workforce, roughly 170,000 South Carolinians. This map illustrates the distribution of over 1,100 international companies located within South Carolina. Flags identify the country of origin, while the size of the circles corresponds to the number of companies from each country in a specific area. A larger circle represents a higher concentration of companies from that country. Germany, France, and Canada are the countries with the most international companies in South Carolina. We've selected our immersion languages to reflect both global trends and local need. French is a natural choice, considering the numerous French and Canadian businesses in South Carolina, like Michelin, right here in Lexington. Mandarin Chinese, with the most native speakers worldwide and over 8,000 jobs created by Chinese companies in South Carolina, is another valuable option. Finally, Spanish, the most common non-English language in U.S. homes, provides valuable communication skills for interacting with friends, neighbors, colleagues, and clients in a variety of fields, such as medicine, government, and law, in addition to international opportunities. Lexington One launched its first immersion programs in 2006 at Midway Elementary for French and Pleasant Hill and Red Bank Elementary Schools for Spanish. That first cohort graduated high school in 2019. Over the years, the program has grown and expanded. Now there are 7 elementary immersion schools that feed into 5 immersion middle schools and 4 immersion high schools. These programs are structured around 3 main goals, known as the ABCs of immersion. The A stands for academic achievement in all subjects, following state standards. The B stands for bilingualism, meaning listening and speaking, and biliteracy, meaning reading and writing, in 2 languages, no matter what language is spoken at home. The C stands for cultural competence, characterized by increased awareness, empathy, and appreciation of cultures. So what's elementary immersion like? We operate on a 50-50 model, meaning 50% of the core instructional time is in the immersion or target language, and 50% is in English. Specifically, students study math and science in the target language, and English language arts and social studies in English. To maintain language separation, students are taught by a team of 2 teachers, each with a dedicated classroom. One teacher speaks only the immersion language, and the other teacher speaks only English. Both teachers use engaging strategies and tools like visuals, songs, and gestures to make the language and the content understandable. Approximately halfway through the school day, students transition between classrooms and teachers. It is important to note that South Carolina state standards are followed for all content areas, regardless of the language used. After elementary school, students continue in the immersion program, transitioning from learning math and science in the target language to studying the language and culture itself. To complete the immersion program at graduation, students must continue through the middle and high school immersion course sequence and test for the seal of biliteracy. On this screen, you can see the locations of each of the elementary schools, what language is offered, and which middle and high schools the immersion programs continue into. To be a part of the immersion program, you must start in kindergarten. Each immersion elementary school hosts 2 kindergarten immersion classes. Class sizes have a student-to-teacher ratio of 25:1, offering a total of 50 kindergarten immersion slots per school. 40 of those slots are reserved for students residing within the school's attendance zone. The remaining 10 slots at each site are available to students who live outside the school's attendance zone, but who still live within Lexington One. While kindergarten is the primary entry point, there are limited exceptions. Students with proficiency in the immersion language, either through speaking the language at home or moving into the district from another immersion school, may test into the immersion program for entry into higher grades, depending on space availability. The immersion program is available to all rising kindergarten students. There is no screening for entry. All children who have learned to speak their native tongue are capable of learning another language. In-zone and out-of-zone slots will be filled based on the timestamp of your application form. Waiting lists will be maintained for each immersion school. Children of Lexington One employees receive in-zone status if they live outside of the school's attendance zone. You must use your Lexington One email address as a contact when applying. Younger siblings of current immersion students are given first priority in immersion programs at the same school as their older sibling. In order to receive this priority, the immersion application must be completed within the first month of applications opening. It is important to note that out-of-zone families are responsible for their own transportation to and from school. That includes elementary, middle, and high school. Please consider all 3 schools when making an out-of-zone selection on your immersion application. If your older children are not in the immersion program, but you want them to attend the same school, you'll need to request special permission from Student Services. Applying for the immersion program involves 2 key steps. First, you must enroll your child in kindergarten at their zoned elementary school. This is a separate process from the immersion application. Next, you'll need to submit the application for the immersion program. This application link will be available on the district website. It's important to note that submitting an application does not guarantee a spot in the program. Applications are time-stamped when you submit the form. Placement decisions will be based on the order of submissions for the in-zone category and the out-of-zone category. So submit your application as soon as the application window opens. To ensure you're fully prepared for the immersion application, there are 2 things to do beforehand. First, as I've already said, complete the kindergarten enrollment process for your child at their zoned elementary school. If your child is accepted into the immersion program at a different school, the district will take care of transferring your enrollment paperwork. Secondly, it's very important to thoroughly read the parent agreements for immersion. These agreements outline the expectations and commitments of the program. You can find a link to these agreements on the district's immersion webpage. Please understand that by submitting your immersion application, you are digitally signing that you have read and have agreed to these expectations. So take the time to review them carefully before you apply. To apply for immersion, all you'll need is an electronic device and your basic contact information. If you need access to a device, please don't hesitate to contact one of our immersion elementary schools. They can help you schedule a time to use one of their computers. On the immersion application, you'll have the option to select up to 7 elementary schools. You can choose just 1 school or any number up to 7. Our recommendation is to choose at least 3 schools if you are able to provide transportation to each of these locations. This will give you the best chance of placement. You're probably wondering when you will know about your immersion application status. You will receive an email from Jenna Rapicciolo by spring break to let you know whether you have been accepted or waitlisted. Now, if a spot opens up later and you're on a wait list, Ms. Rapicciolo will also email you. You will be offered the spot and be removed from the wait list of your other school choices, since each student can only be enrolled in 1 immersion program. As a reminder, there are limited spots available at each site. Applications open on February 24th. Make sure that you are ready to submit your online application at 4 p.m. to give your student the best chance to be accepted into the Immersion program. If you have any questions about the Immersion program or the application process, please reach out to me, Sarah Bly, or to Jenna Rapicciolo. For more information, please visit our website at www.lexington1.net/immersion. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing your student in Immersion classes next year.